Over the past couple of years, buying an investment property has become a really, really hot thing to do. So you might be asking yourself, should I be looking at buying an investment property too? So we put together a list of questions of things that you might want to ask yourself or think about before you make the decision if you want to buy an investment property. So the first question that you should ask yourself is, do I have the capital to do this? So one thing you need to know is that loans that you get for investment properties or vacation homes are different from the loan that you would get for your primary residence. You're going to need to have a minimum of 20% down, and you're going to need to be able to show that you have set aside at least 6 months worth of expenses in order to pay for that property, let's say if it goes unrented for 6 months period of time. So there's different regulations, and you'll need to talk to a lender to find out if you can qualify and if you have what it takes to be able to get one of these loans. Another question you might want to ask yourself are, what are my goals? Why do I want to do this? Some people are just looking to buy a vacation home that pays for itself, which is a great goal to have, and it's very possible. Some people are looking to just supplement their income a little bit by having a way of passive income, making money by people renting your property. And some people who are more aggressive investors are looking to find a way to retire early and find a way to make this your main source of income. So you really need to know what your goal is so you can figure out how to find the right property that will work for you. Another question you might want to ask yourself if you're thinking of buying an investment property is, do I have the right team of professionals to help me make this run smoothly? So for example, you're going to want to have a reliable handyman. You need to have a housekeeping service that's going to clean in between your guests. You might want to hire a property manager, a bookkeeper. These are just some things that you need to think about. So if you're not from that area, you don't live there full time, you may not have connections, but you can reach out to people who can point you in the right direction and give you some recommendations to have the right team to help you run your business. And if you have the right people on your side, this is going to save you a lot of time and stress and money in the long run. Okay, it's really important to understand what your expenses are if you're going to be managing an investment property. So for example, having that money set aside for unexpected repairs, maintenance, emergencies, updating furnishings, or maybe you purchase a property that's not furnished and you need to furnish an entire property. So you really need to think about all the different expenses, the taxes, the insurance, and property manager fees. And you need to take that into account to figure out exactly how much money do you need to make just to break even and find out if it's going to be feasible. Another question you want to ask yourself is, how well do I know the area? You need to understand the tourism in that area. Where would your guests be coming from and what are they coming there to do? You want to understand this so you know if there's a high season where you can charge a higher nightly rate, or if there's a low season where you might not be able to charge as much rent, or you may have some vacancies or holes in your calendar. So these are all things that are really good for you to understand up front. If you don't know the area well, then you need to connect with an agent who can really help you understand what it is you need to be looking for to make sure you can stay booked throughout the year and have a successful investment property. If you have found a property that you think would make a great investment and you're ready to make an offer, here's some things that you want to consider while you're putting together your offer. So first of all, you want to be able to have an inspection. And you need to keep in mind that you can't rent a property that's not safe. So if there are some major issues with the property, safety issues, mold, things like that, those are all things you need to think about the cost of what it will take to really get that property where it is a safe and marketable rental. The other things you want to think about is there a rental history? If you're buying a property that has a history of being a rental, then you might be able to get the documents from the seller showing what their financials look like. Gives you a really good idea of how much they've been able to charge and how much occupancy they've had throughout the year. And then finally, you want to look at comps. Obviously, you're going to look at comps of what has sold in that area, but you also want to look at the rental comps in that area. And if you're having an appraisal, keep in mind that an appraiser is actually going to look at your rental income potential if this is a loan for an investment property. So like everything, you need to rely on professionals to help you navigate through the process of purchasing an investment property. We have helped many of our clients buy successful investment properties, and we would love to help you as well. If you have any questions about this process, please don't hesitate to reach out. We would love to help you.